Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP Today. As Marc Marquez gears up for the 2025 MotoGP season, analysts are already warning of a formidable challenge ahead. Ducati's GP24 has been hailed as one of the best bikes in the history of the sport, and with Marquez set to step up to the factory Ducati team, he'll finally get his hands on this cutting-edge machine. Here's more on what this could mean for the six-time champion and his title rivals. As Ducati gears up for an intense 2025 season, former MotoGP star Andrea Dovizioso sees a golden opportunity for Pecco Bagnaia to solidify his status by going head-to-head with Marc Marquez. Bagnaia's potential to change his legacy and what this new rivalry means for Ducati's future. Here's more from Dovizioso's perspective. Spanish MotoGP rookie Pedro Acosta is set to wrap up an impressive debut season this weekend at the Barcelona Solidarity GP. With the top 5 in the standings within his reach, he's determined to finish as the best KTM rider and hopes to bring home a podium on familiar ground. Here's more on Acosta's goals and the challenges he'll face in Barcelona. Valentino Rossi has shared his take on Pedro Acosta's roller coaster rookie season in MotoGP, highlighting both the impressive highs and the challenges posed by KTM's current struggles. Here's how Rossi views Acosta's potential amid the physical toll of MotoGP and a tough season for KTM riders. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. This season, the Ducati GP24 has not only been a dominant force on the track but is also being called the most advanced machine ever seen in MotoGP. While Marc Marquez has been competing on the GP23 with Gresini Racing, title contenders Pecco Bagnaia and Jorge Martin have benefited from the full power of Ducati's GP24, allowing them to consistently set lap records and push the limits of the grid. Pramac have the same tools as Pecco. The GP23 is not a bad machine, but it's a year old. It struggles to maximize the tire. Pecco said at the Misano test that the new chassis works with the new tire even better. Laverty told by Crash. This edge in equipment has made the GP24 a daunting prospect for rivals, with some analysts saying it's the reason Ducati has set the bar so high this year. Laverty adds that Ducati's continued development is leaving other manufacturers scrambling to keep up. The GP24 is the best motorcycle we've ever seen. It's so fast, it breaks lap records every weekend. Ducati don't cease to push development, there is more to come. For Marquez, 2025 will bring a significant shift as he moves to the factory Ducati squad. This move will give him equal machinery to Bagnaia, giving Marquez a fighting chance to maximize Ducati's technical prowess. With Martin heading to Aprilia and Bastianini moving to KTM, Marquez's main competitors will have to fight for the title with different manufacturers. Laverty underscores the importance of having the latest bike in the title race, noting that data shows recent championships were won with the most current Ducati models. He believes this pattern will only strengthen Ducati's dominance if they maintain their current trajectory. To win a title, stats say that you have to be on the latest Ducati. The GP24 is the cutting edge right now. In another development that could work to Ducati's advantage, MotoGP has announced an engine freeze from the start of the 2026 season. This rule will lock in manufacturers' engines for 2 years, creating added pressure for rivals like Aprilia and KTM, who need to ensure they make the right call in winter testing. Neil Hodgson suggests this freeze could tip the scales further in Ducati's favor. It works well for the Japanese manufacturers, not for Aprilia and KTM. Ducati will have been all over it, saying we can freeze from today. It means that round 1 of 2025, whatever engine has been selected will continue through 2025 and 2026, Hodgson said. For Aprilia and KTM, who are closest to challenging Ducati, making a misstep this winter could mean 2 years of difficulties. Hodgson's analysis highlights the urgency for these manufacturers to deliver a competitive engine by early 2025 or risk falling even further behind. With Ducati's GP24 already setting the pace and an engine freeze looming, Marc Marquez will join the factory team at a critical time in MotoGP's evolving technical landscape. As Ducati strengthens its dominance, all eyes will be on Marquez, Bagnaia, and their rivals to see who can rise to the occasion in 2025. Andrea Dovizioso, now a Yamaha test rider, recently shared his insights on the potential impact of Pecco Bagnaia going up against an 8-time world champion like Marc Marquez at Ducati. While Bagnaia has already claimed the title of champion, Dovizioso believes that defeating Marquez on the same bike could redefine how the MotoGP world sees him. If he were to win, Bagnaia would remove all the doubts that may arise around him, even though he is already a top-level rider. Quote from Dovizioso. This statement highlights what's at stake for Bagnaia next season. A victory over Marquez could remove lingering questions and elevate Bagnaia's reputation, proving he can stand shoulder to shoulder with MotoGP's legends. Marquez's move to Ducati is one of the most highly anticipated changes for 2025, and Dovizioso acknowledges that Marquez has carefully set himself up for success with the team. Throughout the season, Marquez took calculated risks, adapting to challenges and preparing himself for a fresh start with Ducati. Marc has created the situation he wanted, that is, the one that will allow him to win other world championships, while Pecco will be put to the test. Dovizioso emphasizes Marquez's strategy of setting up conditions to win, hinting that Bagnaia will need to adapt to a whole new level of internal competition. With Marquez's track record and determination, Bagnaia will face a rider who's meticulously positioned himself to dominate. Reflecting on his own experiences with former teammate Jorge Lorenzo at Ducati, Dovizioso advises Bagnaia to focus on his strengths rather than worry about external competition. Dovizioso sees Marquez's presence as a chance for Bagnaia to evolve, urging him to avoid being overly influenced by comparisons. Pecco must exploit his potential without looking too much outside. Although having that reference is useful, if you start looking too much at others you run the risk of ending up outside the house. For Bagnaia, this advice could be crucial, especially as he prepares for the inevitable pressures that will come with being on the same team as Marquez. As Ducati prepares for what could be one of its most competitive seasons, Dovizioso sees the 2025 lineup as a defining moment for Pecco Bagnaia. With Marquez's arrival, Bagnaia has a unique opportunity to prove himself on MotoGP's biggest stage, potentially reshaping his career by winning alongside a true MotoGP legend. Pedro Acosta heads into the season finale at Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya, holding 5th in the championship standings with 209 points. He stands as the first non-Ducati rider in the lineup, trailing only Jorge Martin, Pecco Bagnaia, Marc Marquez, and Enea Bastianini. However, Acosta's KTM teammate Brad Binder sits just 3 points behind him, making the battle for 5th intensely competitive. The main objective will be to finish the season with the best Para mobility bike, and if it can be with a podium at home, even better. Quote from Acosta. For Acosta, finishing as the top KTM rider would be a fitting cap to a season that's already turned heads, given his 5 podiums in main races and 4 in sprint events, an impressive record for a MotoGP rookie outside the Ducati circle. Despite the pressures, Acosta is energized by the chance to perform at Barcelona, a track where he already took 3rd in May. With the Valencia GP cancelled, the Circuit de Barcelona will now serve as the season's closing event, a fact Acosta embraces, having used the recent break to recharge. We've had a bit of a rest after being all over Asia, so it's been great to be back home. The young Spaniard remains confident, viewing the Barcelona track as one of his stronger circuits, and eager to deliver a performance his fans can celebrate. In his rookie year, Acosta has taken plenty of risks and leads the season's crash count with 26, edging out Marc Marquez, who has 24. Yet, Acosta isn't shying away from pushing his limits in Barcelona, even as he recognizes his role in giving fans an unforgettable show. We will give it our all and try to offer people a good show. Hopefully, we will collect everything we can for the people of Valencia. With these goals, Acosta is also keenly aware of the importance of this weekend's charity focus, which will support the Valencian community hit by recent devastation. As he looks to cap off his rookie season in style, Pedro Acosta will have both local pride and his competitive ambitions fueling his ride at the Barcelona GP. A podium finish would secure his status as the best KTM rider and a promising MotoGP talent, ready to lead the pack into 2025. Pedro Acosta burst onto the MotoGP scene this season, clinching 2 podium finishes within his first 3 races, making an immediate impact. But as the year progressed, Acosta encountered tougher times, as his KTM started to fall behind Ducati's high-performing machines. Valentino Rossi weighed in, noting Acosta's progression and the crash toll typical for rookies adjusting to MotoGP's high stakes. The KTM seems to me to be in quite a bit of difficulty this year. It's worse than last year compared to the Ducati. He arrived full, rightly so, but afterwards he started crashing. With MotoGP, the blows are felt. It's something else. You hurt yourself more. Quote from Rossi. Acosta's difficulties peaked during the Australian GP sprint, where a crash sidelined him with a shoulder injury, forcing him to miss the Grand Prix. Rossi, who knows the MotoGP grind intimately, believes Acosta's rookie season has shown resilience despite the setbacks. Although he leads the season in crash count, Acosta has maintained a strong presence, challenging even seasoned riders like Brad Binder for top non-Ducati honors. This made him break the gas a bit. But in my opinion, he remains very strong, and if KTM manages to be closer to Ducati, he will be there in front. Acosta's determination has impressed KTM, prompting them to promote him to their factory team for 2025 in place of Jack Miller. Although he hasn't yet fulfilled Jorge Lorenzo's early prediction that he would win a race this season, Acosta's promising debut year has left a strong impression. Together with Binder, Acosta has consistently been among the top non-Ducati riders, a feat that underscores his potential if KTM can improve its competitiveness. With Rossi's encouragement and KTM's faith in his skills, Acosta is poised for an even bigger impact as he heads into 2025. Valentino Rossi's insights remind us that MotoGP can be unforgiving, but Pedro Acosta's rookie season has shown resilience and potential. With his move to KTM's factory team, Acosta will be one to watch, especially if his new machine can edge closer to Ducati's dominance. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. See you in the next video.